So today's class is a 15-minute range of motion mobility class. We will be going through some movements from head to toe, kind of working out some of the kinks in the joints and the muscles, and just trying to maintain as much mobility as we can. I like to have something to hold on to, so I will recommend that you have a chair out or you stand next to a wall, a piece of furniture, something that you can use to help stabilize you while we're really working on range of motion. We will hit a few balance points where you don't have to hold on, but I still prefer that you have something near you just in case you need a little assistance, okay? Last thing we want to do is twist an ankle or hurt ourselves because we lost our balance and stability, okay? You may do this class with your sneakers or your shoes on, or if you do want to kind of really use your feet maximally, go ahead and take those shoes off. You can be in stocking feet as long as your floor is not slippery, be careful, or you can certainly go barefooted. Okay, let's start by just taking our feet about hip width apart, and let's check those knees. Make sure the knees are not just hanging in toward each other. Push those knees out a little bit so you can really feel stable on your feet, okay? Push the heels into the floor, push the balls of your feet into the floor. If you're flat-footed, try to lift your arches a little bit, but not so much that it is so unnatural that you lose stability, okay? Now, I'd just like you to wiggle your toes. Even if you have your shoes on, just do the best you can, wiggling those toes a little bit, okay? Lifting the toes off the floor, tapping them back down. But notice you're not rocking your hips or your thighs. You're really just trying to use those toes. So stabilize everything else. Maybe tighten that core a little bit and just wiggle the toes. All right. Now, flat-footed here. Bring your feet a little bit closer. Hold on to something. Okay. Lift your heels as high as you can. Go onto the balls of your feet. Maybe even feel your calf muscles contract, but really feel the ankles moving here. Now lower the heels down. Lift straight up. Try not to rock your hips back as you lift the heels up and come down. Straight up onto the balls of your feet and down. Now pay attention to what's going on with the balls of your feet. Make sure that weight is distributed across the whole front part of the foot, not your toes. Okay, it's going into the meaty part of your feet. Let's try 5 more. Up and down. So you might get a little calf work here, but it's really meant to get some mobility in your ankles and your feet. Up, down 3, lift 4, and lift. Down 5. All right, now we're going to try the opposite. You don't have to turn sideways. I'm turning sideways just so you can see what my hips are doing. So now we're going to try to lift the toes up. We have the weight into our heels. Typically, as we lift the toes up, our hips want to go back like this. And I want you to try not to do that. So just try to lift the toes up as high as you can by keeping your core stable. So toes up and down. And this is why I want you to hold on, because I want you to really focus on the toes coming up and down. Okay, so I'm not worried about balance right now. Again, we're looking for mobility. Lift those toes up, toes down. You might feel the muscles in the shin area working, the front of your lower leg. You might feel your feet, your ankles, all depends on what's tight. You might even find that those toes hardly lift off the floor. Okay, we all have different issues. We all have different areas of tightness. So this is going to be different for everyone. Let's try 5 more. Toes up as high as you can. Trying not to rock your hips back. If you rock a tiny bit, that's normal. There's 2. Up. 3. Up. 4. And 1 more. Up. Down 5. Good. We forget sometimes how important those feet are. They hold our body every single day. Okay. Now we're going to do a little hip mobility. So I would like you to hold on with your left hand, okay, and bring your right knee up. Maybe so that you get that thigh parallel to the floor, but again, your back is nice and straight here. If that's too much for you, go ahead and take that knee wherever it voluntarily cooperates. Okay, so you've got that knee up. This hip is not pushed out. Push it up so you're nice and straight here. You're nice and straight here. Chest is up, shoulders are back, chin is neutral. Take this knee now, rotate it out to the side, and bring it back in. Again, we're all different. Some of you might get your knee way out here. Okay? Some of you are going to have to stop part way out. That's all right. Listen to your body. Cooperate with it. Let it go into the range of motion that works. Okay? It's not just your muscles that get tight, but it's your tendon, it's your ligaments, it's many things. You might have a little arthritis in your hip, okay, which is going to prevent you from getting full range of motion. So don't make it feel like torture. Just work on your range of motion. The more you work on it, the more it might improve. I say might because, again, we all have different issues that limit us. Let's do 2 more. Out, in, out, and in. Take it down. And even if you don't improve a lot, we're switching sides. Hold on with your right hand. Keep this right hip straight. Lift the left knee. Take it out. Bring it in. Even if we don't find big improvements, if we prevent further deterioration in our range of motion, we're doing a lot of good for ourselves. There's 4. But with consistency, I would bet that you would find improvement. Out and in. Out and in. Find the zone that's comfortable. Okay? There's nothing wrong with challenging yourselves. You can push a little bit, but it shouldn't hurt. It shouldn't be painful. It shouldn't feel like torture. 3 more. Out. 1. Out. 2. And 1 more. Out. 3. And take it down. All right. Now we are going to do a little bit of balance challenge. Take those feet again about hip width apart. Okay. I'd like you to rock a little bit onto your left side so that, let's say, 75% of your weight is pushing into that left foot. And maybe you're just on the ball of the foot on your right side. So you're using that right side kind of like a kickstand to help you balance right here. Okay, and then come back to the center position. Let's do that once more where you put, say, about 75% of your body weight into that left foot and come back. All right, now see if you can put that load here and then lift your right foot off the floor. If you're barefoot, this is much more difficult than if you have your shoes on. Make sure this hip is not out. Straighten it up. If you do need to hold on lightly, go ahead. Let those foot muscles, let them twitch a little bit, but not so much that you lose control and twist an ankle. That's why I always want you to hang on lightly if you feel better about that. You're still going to feel those muscles working. Okay, that's the point. Just feel the muscles working. All right, set that right foot down. Separate a little bit. Let's switch sides. Put about 75% of your body weight into that right foot. Maybe lift the left heel up. Trying to maybe put about 25% of your body weight on this foot. Using it as a kickstand right now. Getting this leg ready. Shift evenly. Shift back again. Spread those toes. Feel that foot taking most of the load. And come back. This time, we're going to try to lift the left foot up. Shift over first. Feel stable. Hang on lightly if you'd like. Take this left foot off the floor. Bring it in a little bit. If you feel comfortable trying to let go, go ahead. Okay, we're just holding it here. Let the foot twitch. Let it quiver a little bit. The muscles are working. If you're quivering too much and you feel out of control, do hang on. Okay, you can just tap lightly. You don't have to put all your body weight into your arm, just enough to feel secure, and then try letting go again if you can. Okay, be patient with yourself. If you don't do any balance work, you'll be surprised at how difficult it is. Okay, so just starting gently. Okay, you can see my leg quivering a little bit, and I do this stuff regularly. Okay, so just let those muscles work. Breathe And now set that left foot down. Okay. Now, if you feel all the muscles around your ankle, your foot, the lower part of your leg working, you've got some weaknesses. That's not abnormal. Generally, we all do. Okay, so just shake those toes out a little bit. Okay, next, let's bring those feet apart. We're just going to do a little hip mobility here now. I want you to push your left hip out to the side. Okay, keep your left knee straight. Maybe bend your right knee a little bit. You're going to tilt a little bit also to your right side. Maybe feel a stretch along the lateral part of your hip. If you don't feel a stretch, maybe you're pretty flexible here. Straighten up, do the opposite side. Push the right heel, hip out. That right knee is straight, left knee can bend a little bit, and a little tilt to that left side. Okay, maybe it feels different on each side. That also is not abnormal. Bring it up. Okay, we're just going to go side to side for 10 reps. Push out, feel a gentle stretch, come up. Push out, feel a gentle stretch, come up. Push, there's 3. Push, 4. And breathe, push, 5, 6. Push, 7, 8. Press, 9. And press, 10. All right, now I'm turning sideways just so you see what my hips are doing. We're going to try to push the hips forward, chest and shoulder back a little bit. I'd like you to feel a little stretch in the front of your hip flexors. Your chin is up slightly, and maybe a little extension in your lumbar spine. And then just stand up straight. Okay, let's do 5 of those. Hips forward, shoulders back, stand up straight. There's 2. Now, good stability in those feet. Okay, if you're not using those feet and ankles, you might feel very imbalanced, and you're only going to go back far enough that you still feel stable. There's 4, and 1 more. Back, stand up straight, 5. All right, now we're going to do the opposite. Your feet are still about hip width apart, maybe a little wider. We're going to push your hips back. Lean your chest down. Keep your neck neutral. Okay? Keep your knees relatively straight. If they do have to bend a little bit, that's all right. Take it to the level where you feel a gentle stretch in your low back. Again, no strain, no pain. Maybe the stretch goes through the buttock area, right down into the hamstrings. And again, depending on your tight spots, you may feel this right down into the calves of your lower leg. Now, if you feel it nowhere, all that means is you need to lean forward a little bit more with the hips pushed back. Try to keep your spine straight. Right now, I am in what's called the flat back position, the tabletop position. You'll notice that, I have a nice back that's parallel to the floor, and that's why it's called tabletop. If you can get that low, go ahead. And then if you need to even get lower, again, we all have different mobility and flexibility. If you can reach right to the floor without rounding your back, go ahead. Keep those feet solid into the floor so you have very good stability. And just feel a nice gentle stretch again in all those places I mentioned earlier. Maybe your low back, glutes, hamstrings, calves, and breathe. Even if you're bending your knees a little bit to go a little lower, as long as your spine is straight, that's fine. All right, whatever position you're in, intentionally bend the knees a little bit and roll up slowly. Bring your head up, your chest up, and straighten your body all the way up. Okay? Here we're looking for good posture. Okay? Let's not overemphasize. We don't want to stick the chest out. So shoulders are slightly back, chest is forward, chin is up, abdominals are engaged. You have a natural curve in your low back, not a big arch, and your hips are nice and straight. Hips, knees, ankles all line up right to the shoulders. And then relax. All right, we have a little bit of shoulder mobility here. Let's take the shoulders up, back, down, forward, up, back, and down. Now let's do that in a nice flowing circular motion. Forward, up, back, down. Nice circular motion. Now again, you take this shoulder circle into the range that works for you. Okay, I don't want you to impinge anything in your neck or shoulder area. it should just feel like a nice stretch mobility exercise. And around. Let's do 3 more. And breathe. 2 and 3. All right, now we're going to try the whole arm. Take your arms forward. See if you can get them up to the ceiling close to your ears, and then careful as they go backwards. This is where a lot of people have some issues with the shoulder, so be careful here, and come down to your side. Now, if this great big circular motion is a little too much, then go ahead and widen your arms here and make the circles a little smaller. Okay? As things loosen up, you might be able to go closer to your head, further back, but keep it into a range of motion, again, that's comfortable. Certainly feel that you can challenge yourself, but no pain, no impingement, no torture-like feeling. 3 more. There is 1, 2, and 3. And just relax those shoulders. Okay. We're going to do just a little bit of neck mobility. Okay. We all have tons of neck issues. I know that. So I want you to be extra careful and listen to your body. Let's turn our head toward the right side. Okay. If you have decent mobility, you might be able to get your chin in the range of that right shoulder, but don't push it so much that you're straining your neck. Come back to the center position. Take a breath here. Rotate your head to the left. You might feel different tightnesses, different mobility on each side, and take it back to the center. Hold it here. We're going slow enough that we don't get dizzy. Rotate your head to the right. Pay attention to what's going on in the neck and take it center. I like to maintain a little mobility in the neck, especially for driving. You might notice that you get to some stop signs that aren't just a normal crossroads. And you really have to rotate your head, even for some of those yields. That's when I really notice the fading of my mobility in my neck, my rib cage, and shoulder blades. Okay, take it once more to the right, or sorry, to the left. Hold it a second and take it center and relax. All right, let's bring those feet together. Bend your knees so they're soft. Take a nice breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. All right, awesome. That is a quick something is better than nothing movement range of motion class. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a great day. Take care.